Hello and welcome back to Strategic Investor Radio, broadcasting today from the IMN 13th Annual Non-Traded REIT and Retail Alternative Investment Symposium here at beautiful Dana Point, California. I'm Charlie Wright. We're here with our guest, Brian Nelson, principal of Nelson Brothers Student Housing Investments. So, Brian, welcome to the conference.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it, Charles.
So, Brian, you have been to about half a dozen of these conferences. Tell us, what brings you back?
Well, we love, first of all, it's close. We're right here at Aliso Viejo, so we're just about 10 miles up the road. But we love the venue. We really like the opportunity we have to interact with broker-dealers we otherwise really don't have much contact with. But this year in particular, I think one of the bigger drivers has been the panels, and the overall, the sessions have been fantastic, very relevant. Even some of the panels that I've been on, I've learned more listening to the other speakers. It's really been great, but very informative for us.
So what have you been telling people about, on the panels that you've been on?
Well, a lot of people are curious about the 1031 market. It's really picked up a lot of steam the last 2 years. And so they're trying to gauge whether or not it's going to continue to roll. Is it hitting somewhat of a bubble? What are some of the perils that we need to worry about as broker-dealers and as sponsors? Things along that nature. But a lot of it has to do with the peak in 1031 business.
So tell us here, Brian, about Nelson Brothers Professional Real Estate focused on student housing investment. So what do you do for whom?
Well, it first starts with understanding what investors are looking for. And when we founded Nelson Brothers 10 years ago, we felt a lot of those folks who were planning for retirement or near retirement were very consistent in the financial objectives that they had. They wanted stability. They didn't want the up and down uncertainty of things like the stock market. They wanted a really good income so they could manage their lifestyle. Tax shelter, obviously a dollar saved is a dollar earned, and growth. And it's so hard to find all of those benefits in one asset. And with student housing, if we do our job right and we find really well-positioned properties anchored by the stability of the university, we feel like we can do all of those benefits in one that align with what those investors are looking for in an asset like a university that we believe may be less correlated to the economy, to the stock market, or the real estate cycles.
So are these 100% 1031 exchange opportunities, or do you also have non-1031?
We do most of our business through 1031 exchanges. However, especially in 09, 010, 11, when there weren't that many exchanges, we had a lot of people invest with us just looking for great income and tax shelter. So we also do a lot of IRA money, a lot of qualified money. We also have a few funds that are more for diversification and for safety through the diversification principle, but that are not 1031 eligible. But I'd still say about 80% of the money that comes to us comes via 1031 exchange.
And are these accredited investor qualified only?
Yeah, correct. We have the ability to take non-accredited. I think we just prefer to focus on accredited investors only.
And your properties, they're throughout the country?
Yeah, mainly we're seeing a lot of big institutions, publicly traded REITs, insurance companies. A large group like that are now throwing their hat into the student housing ring. All the benefits I described, they're picking up on that. So they're making it harder and harder for us to buy. We have to be smarter and smarter in the markets that we go into. So 5-6 years ago, we were buying on the West Coast, USC, University of Oregon. It's prohibitive for us now. So 2 or 3 years ago, we started buying in markets like where you and I went to school, BYU, Utah, Colorado, and now they're there. They're outbidding us at markets like that. So we've been pivoting towards Idaho, Arizona, and some of the schools in the Midwest.
Well, very interesting. Well, Brian, thank you very much for coming in and joining us here today. We appreciate it, and our best wishes for you and Nelson Brothers Real Estate to continue to do well and continue to have success here.
Yeah, thank you, Charles. Really appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you next year.
So again, we've been talking with Brian Nelson, principal at Nelson Brothers Professional Real Estate. I'm Charlie Wright, and we're here at the IMN conference, and we'll be right back.
Right.